All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast, The Net Worth Nation. I'm your boy, aka Ron G, your console, coming to you today with another one. But today we're going to do something a little different, a little bit out of the box. I guess you guys would definitely understand that the time of the year that we're in. Super excited about our next guest. Who's definitely a part of the class of 2023, guys, and a part of the series that we really wanted to do with Youth on the Move is that we wanted to take time to kind of see the world through the lenses of the youth that are actively in it and are living it every day in real time. So without further ado, I want to bring a very special guest to the podcast, Mr. Tyrus Philson. Here we go. How you doing, brother?
How you
doing? Brother, let me tell you something, man. From afar and from up close, and I know you call me Mr. Graham and all that, but you are a tremendous friend of my son, so you are like a nephew to me, brother. So it's just a privilege and an honor to have you on the show. I know that, yes, you've been kind of paying attention to me a little bit, and that's great. And we were talking about things that can connect us. And I know before we were talking about sports, but social media is something that connects us too. And so it's just good to see you in person. You know, I hear you a lot in the background, the voice, and we talk a lot. But I wanted to take time out today to kind of let everybody know who Tyrus Philson is. Kind of give us a little peek behind the curtains of who you are and what you're all about.
I would say I'm a leader. I'm a founder of the Arundel High School Black Student Union. I founded it my sophomore year. I'm also an athlete. I do football and wrestling. And I'm also a member of a National Sigma Beta Club, which is an organization my father got me into. He's a Phi Beta Sigma man himself.
Nice.
But yeah, that's a little bit about me, some accolades.
You know what? You said something that was very important to me. Take us through the mindset of how you balance all of those moving pieces. Student athlete, great student, involved in your community, starting a organization, Black Student Union, things like how do you juggle that type of stuff?
I would say my parents helped me a lot. My parents stay on me to make sure that I have my schedules together. And also I would just say it's a lot of stress that comes with it, but also another part is my counselors stay on me, you know, like people, like adults in my life that I've been close with for a long time. They always help me out. Whatever help I need, they help me out. And first and foremost, God helped me in everything that I do.
Nice. Very well grounded. Seems like you learned how to utilize your lifelines as appropriate when you need them. Now that's awesome. And you really spoken to the fact that it's nothing that you're doing alone, right? You have a team behind you. And I think that's powerful within itself. So, Tyrus, let's think about this. You're in middle school. Actually, you and my son went to the same middle school, and you're getting ready to go into high school. And I'm sure you had thoughts at that time. And take me back a few years. And what were you thinking when you thought about going to that building in that high school? What was your expectations at that point in your life?
I would say I was kind of nervous, not gonna lie. I was nervous. I was excited. I was really in a situation where I was nervous because I was starting something new, right. But I was excited because I was starting something new.
Right.
So I was nervous and excited for the same reasons, because it's the unknown that makes you nervous, but it's also the excitement because it's unknown. You know, new opportunities. I got to play football my freshman year. I got to, meet a lot of new people, and it just experienced Arundel for the first time. It was a great experience. And I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Wow, so that's amazing. So you said something that was very important, and I like that. You said the fear and the excitement kind of coexisting in the same place and space, right? And I like that, because sometimes people have to understand that you may have to get comfortable with the uncomfortable in order to kind of go like where you want to go. So when you got into Arundel, was it what you expected? As you know, now you're in your freshman year and you're kind of like feeling things out. And while in there, then you think back, let's say as a sophomore, because now you're in the middle of it. What did you realize? Did you realize maybe some things that you didn't see or things like that? How do you take me through that mindset?
I would say one thing I realized was people are more down to earth than you realize. Like, if you really just talk to people, you can build like a relationship with them and take time to communicate with somebody. It goes a long way. Coming in as a freshman, you know, we're the freshmen of the school, we're the small kids, you know what I'm saying? You got all these big dogs. But shoot, if you just put yourself out there, have courage, confidence, and believe in yourself, there's nothing you can't accomplish.
Wow, wow. And that is amazing that you say that, because I can even remember back to me, I looked at my school. It was this big giant building that looked like a courthouse. And I'm like, oh my God. I went from being the big fish in a little pond to a tiny little fish in a big pond. And it can consume people. Now, I'm sure you are well-rounded, and you've seen other students that may not navigate that way. What do you think causes those types of problems in some of the peers that you may have witnessed that didn't go in there with that mindset like you had? What do you think causes that?
Well, I would say your circle is important. It's very important. And whatever you do, your circle is important. One thing that my coaches stressed to me and my teammates, was, and I'm gonna quote my coach, my head coach, Coach Walsh, for football. He said, "Show me your circle, and I'll show you your future. Show me your friends, and I'll show you your future." So who you surround yourself with really affects you and who you become. So I would say your circle matters.
Wow, man, that's awesome stuff, bro. That is awesome stuff. And it's so practical and it's so real, and I feel that, because I can attest to that as well. So we hear a lot about the young people today and the disconnect, and parents don't understand and all that type of stuff. Take us behind the curtains of what you think some of the pressures, and you mentioned some of them, that you guys have in high school. I knew what I had 20 something years ago, but what did you have in today's world that you feel can just gets us to see things maybe that we think we know, but coming from you, what would you say to the audience out there that are parents, and what you guys are really dealing with?
So I would say some of the things that we juggle as high school students, I would say it's like a mix between social life and school, and then like how it is keeping your social life while being, a great student, while being a great athlete. It's just, it's hard to be very focused and social, and you have to learn how to maintain them both, because, you want to be great. You want to make sure that you're focused on your stuff, but you also don't want to be, in the dark and kind of like too alone. You want to, have a perfect balance to that.
100%. No facts. No, that's great. So it sounds to me like the balance is where you have to constantly have in order to stay on that level that you have to maintain. So I'm going to take you somewhere, and we're going to use our imagination. But we've heard a lot about the schools and, what you think kids should have and shouldn't have. And now, let's face it, you're coming out, you've done it, you've exceeded the 4 years, and you're being invited to sit on the board of electives for the Board of Education in the state of Maryland. If you had your way, what are some of the things that you would change, if you could, about the school system, if possible? And what are some of the things that you would not change? And keeping in mind, we're talking about diversity, we're talking about all types of people. What do you think you would implement that you think would be a really good fit to get the best out of your students?
So one thing I would change first and foremost, I would focus on the little things, because I'm quoting my coach again, Coach Walsh. One thing he would say is the little things matter. If you don't do the little things, then next thing you know, you're gonna have big problems. And so I would say some of the little things is like bathrooms, lunches, because, as much as people say, well, those problems, it's whatever, they really do matter, because like I said, the little things affect how people function on a daily basis. That's very important. Also, I do think we need more programs as far as like people who need extra help. Maybe they might need extra help in classes with teachers. And also, we have it where we have pride period and stuff like that, where people can, they can meet with their teachers and go to the classes during that time. But
Right.
also a lot of people need one-on-one help. And so we should make more time for that, where teachers can, maybe stay after school longer and just give the person that time they need so they can further focus on their work. But it does get busy sometimes.
Oh, that sounds awesome, man. I like the way you say it. It's the little things, man. It really is. And I'm gonna tell you, sounds like your head coach. He's sharp, man. He's sharp.
Yes, sir.
It sounds like he set you guys up for the win. For real, for real. Excited about that, and I love the fact that you retain those things that you found valuable, and it seems like you are actually able to put it into effect. And obviously, looking at your results, they stand out for sure. So before we kind of wrap up, tell us what's next for Mr. Philson. What do you have in the pipeline in the near future, obviously, and maybe a little bit down the road? What are some of the things you're trying to put into effect?
Yes, sir. So coming in the fall, I plan on attending Bowie State University.
Nice.
And I'm blessed because, I have an opportunity to, take one of my biggest interests for a long time has been like talking about sports. And I love playing sports. So I have an opportunity to come in as a freshman and, major in, journalism,
Nice.
sports broadcasting. And I really want to get into that because for the longest, it's been one of my biggest interests. But also, I want to come and be an impactful person on campus. I know I'm a freshman and, I'm coming in, I'm new to the campus, but I want to be a person who, helps out where I can, and also dedicate myself to not just being a good student, but being a community member, a community leader. I want to join as many clubs as I can that I'm interested in. I want to meet new people, network, and I'm trying to, start something great.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something, young man. It sounds like you've already started it right here, brother, because wherever the head goes, the body has to follow. So I'm almost exactly certain that you will live up to those goals and those expectations. I'm not going to hold you much longer. I just wanted to let everybody know on this end and out in our audience how super excited, how super proud we are of what you're doing. And I can assure you, we will be following you along the way, looking for the very next episode that we can get you on, or maybe vice versa. Maybe I'll be appearing on one of your podcasts soon.
Yeah, sure.
So just wanted to let you know, man.
If I can.
Powerful stuff.
I can't put a word in.
Oh, there's an intervention here. We got somebody to put a word in.
You probably can't hardly see me because of his background, but that's okay. But
We can hear you.
I was here for the whole thing. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't surprised at none of his responses because, like, I know Tyrus for a very long time. So not only did I watch him grow into how he is now and what he did, I feel like honestly he didn't really give himself enough credit. Because honestly, one thing about Tyrus is he like when he was talking about the little things, he does the little things well. Like he takes account, like there'll be times we'll be on the game, like, yo, Tyrus, stay up with us, man. Come on, let's run with more. He'd be like, nah, bro, I gotta go to sleep. And like he knows how to put things down and sacrifice some things to do something else. Like when he knows he gotta go to bed, he puts something to bed. When he knows he wanna sit there and doesn't want to sit there and play video games, he wants to read, he reads. If he knows he gotta work out, he goes work out. So a lot of the little things that he does help him build into the person he's now.
So you're pretty much an eyewitness. I'm sorry, who are we speaking to, by the way? Our audience, we just hear this voice. We don't know who we talk to.
My man Jalen Graham. We go way back. This is one of my best friends since we were little kids. And if there's anybody in my circle, we talked about circles. If there's anybody in my circle of friends who knows me the best is Jalen, because he's really family with me.
All right.
Well, you guys said it best. Jalen, you said it best, and I'm glad that we were able to have this time together because it's very important for people to understand exactly what you guys are going through, what you deal with on a day-to-day basis. And as we say, put a little respect on the name of our youth. So once again, super excited. Congratulations, brother. The skies are the limits. You know how to get in touch with me any day, anytime, any hour. Pick up the phone. I'm here. Ladies and gentlemen, Ron G, AKA Your Console, live and direct with the fire right here on this network, on this channel, nowhere else in the world. We out of here. Peace.